What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television here on a Monday night. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for you Bucs fans, fans of the Sports Web, Bucs Nation, Webheads, whatever, it is your time. How do we start off this good time on a Monday night after Super Bowl 60, which I got to tell you, I wasn't too impressed with the Super Bowl in itself. In fact, I fell asleep during some of it, but let me wake you up. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we should have Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, to go back and break down that Super Bowl. As congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. They are your world champion, Super Bowl champion. People get offended. They're not the world champion. They are the world champions of the world, of the NFL world at this point. So congratulations to them. A lot of people upset because football season is over with. But as I tell you here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on Monday and Wednesday night, football season is never over. This is where we get started. This is where your team, being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or another opposing. I know there's other fans that watch this show, and we cater to some of those football fans usually, unless we make fun of them, unless they're Saints or Panther fans or even Falcon fans. We make fun of them, but we give them an opportunity to say what they want to say. Every team in the National Football League right now, guess what, is 0-0. So this is where the work begins. This is where we'll see what the Bucs will do in the offseason. We'll see what they do in free agency. We'll see what kind of moves they make. Will they be aggressive like I think they will be? So we'll talk about Super Bowl 60. Were you watching? Did you fall asleep? Give me your thoughts. Congratulations to Sam Darnold. There you go, Jets fans. Just in the season, just in the misery, you had a quarterback there. You'd let him go. The Carolina Panthers, congratulations to you. You let him go also along with Baker Mayfield and also the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said, there's always, a silver lining to this. Bucs fans, you feel like it's the end of the world because you didn't win the NFC South. You didn't make the playoffs. But you could be one of those teams. You could be watching your Super Bowl quarterback there winning for the Seahawks. I mean, Bucs fans know this all too well, whether it was Doug Williams for the Washington Redskins or Steve Young for the San Francisco 49ers or Trent Dilfer or Chris Chandler. Chandler didn't win the Super Bowl, but he got to the Super Bowl. You could be a Jets fan. You could be a Viking fan. You could be a Carolina Panther fan. Why would you when you're on the evolution of sports talk television? So open phone lines. Definitely want to hear from you. Talk about your Super Bowl experience last night. What did you eat? I ate pizza. I ate chicken wings. I watched the halftime show. I'm going to put it out there right now. Great music, great vibe, unbelievable camera work. Didn't understand not one damn thing. That's okay. Bad Bunny killed it last night. Again, I always throw this joke out there. It's true. 2 years of high school Spanish. And let me just set the table as I put out the phone line. I know I put it out there, so just stand by here. 2 years of high school Spanish, only know 6 words. Como está muy bien, me llamo Pedro, which means my name is Peter. There you go. Tu eres bien bonita. That always works with the ladies, the mamacitas, if you will. Is that acceptable? I guess it is. And then no tengo dinero, which means I have no money. So there you go. Those are my 6 words of Spanish. But a great halftime show last night from Bad Bunny. If you want to talk about it, it's not that serious. It really isn't. The game was not good. If you liked punts, this was the game for you. If you like special teams, this was the game for you. If you liked the leg, as Best of the Bay's Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy would say, this was the game for you. 5 field goals by Myers. I mean, it was what we thought it was going to be, right? A defensive battle where you had New England and their young quarterback and Drake May make plenty of mistakes, didn't get a lot of help. And this is where Bucs fans should look at it, right? They beat the Seattle Seahawks. And I know, again, there's Bucs fans out there who will say, well, the Seahawks were beaten up. The Seahawks were beaten up. Well, so were the Bucs. Mike Evans was missing. Bucky Irving was missing. Get back to the calls in a moment, Corey. Stand by. That's what you have to be optimistic about. Then you look at the second half, you lose to teams like the Saints and the Falcons and, of course, the Panthers, and you don't feel so good. I'm going to make you feel good tonight because Mike Evans' agent comes out. What do we make of that? I said we as a fan base, Bucs Nation, webheads alike here, all over the United States, not just in Tampa, Florida, not just in the Tampa Bay area, all over. From North Carolina to Ohio to Oregon to California, all over the place. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Mike Evans' agent coming out. Rumors swirling as they always do. Speculation city here on the sports web when it comes to Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. Will the Bucs be interested? Should they be interested? Who would you prefer? I knew I threw this question out there before, but we'll do it again. Baker Mayfield has some comments. And oh, by the way, I think I got this right because my college math isn't great, right? My high school Spanish isn't great, and my math isn't great. but I believe it's 5 years, a couple days ago, that your Tampa Bay Buccaneers won Super Bowl 55. How about that? You fire the cannons.
Fire the cannons!
And let's do it right. Tell me where you were. Give me a memory, Bucs Nation, Bucs fans out there, for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning their second Super Bowl. Now, you can call in. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Also, another announcement, and then we'll get out to the phone lines. Corey, I promise, this right here is the new announcement as I'm part of the Fan Arch Network, as they've got correspondents all over the National Football League. And you're looking at the guy that represents the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How about that, huh? Now, this is totally different from the Sports Web. It's 10 to 15 minutes of Bucs latest. That's what we call it. Bucs daily content on YouTube. I would like you to like and subscribe. I've got like 8,100 subscribers, followers on Facebook. Could you imagine if all 8,100 of those followers, which let's hope we can get to 10,000 here eventually, if all 8,100 of those followers subscribe to that channel? And that's what we want to do. We want to build that channel up. Bucs content, 10 to 15 minutes. With that being said, let's go out to the phone lines here. Let's go out to Abraham. Abraham, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television after Super Bowl 60. Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. Your thoughts, my friend?
Oh, that's fitting, man. In the 50th season of their existence, in 1976, two franchises were given birth by the NFL, two expansion franchises. One was the Seattle Seahawks. The other was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the 60th Super Bowl, the 50th anniversary team won the Super Bowl. So, yes, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
The team that Tampa beat.
Yes, they did. They beat them. I mean, I know there's Bucs fans out there forget about that. They beat them 38-35 with our man right there, Levante David, the signed jersey there, right there, right on my side where it belongs, right? With the interception.
Both were having the classic 76 jerseys. The classic 76 Seattle jerseys.
Yes.
I remember those jerseys growing up as a kid. They're also beautiful. And the classic 76 white creamsicle jerseys of the Buccaneers. So
yes,
that was an epic game. So congratulations to the Seahawks. Well deserved. And hopefully Tampa, hope it's motivation for Baker and the Bucs to do better and get there. Plus, I mean, the same draft class, Sam Darnold, a guy a lot of people in the NFL wrote off. He was retread. He bounced around several teams. But, he was actually one of Todd Bowles' first draft picks when he was the head coach of the Jets. So there's a lot of things that, we can dwell on this. So hopefully we can motivate the Bucs to, get there. So
we'll see. We'll see. This should motivate you because, again, and a lot of fans will say, well, you can't win in the National Football League unless you have an offensive-minded coach. Oh, really? The Seattle Seahawks, Mike McDonald, because people confuse him with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDonald, who was with the Baltimore Ravens, is a defensive-minded coach. He calls the defense, and they won the Super Bowl this year on the strength of what? The defense. On what? Rushing from 4. On what? From causing turnovers. That's what the Bucs fans need to focus on, and I think that's what Todd Bowles has to focus on, and, of course, Jason Light, Mike Greenberg. Right now, you got to get aggressive. I continue to say, you got to be aggressive. I'm like this at my sales job, which a lot of people say it's not a sales job. You can't be that aggressive. And I say, okay. And then I go back to being a little bit more aggressive. You got to always be aggressive, in my opinion, especially this year with the way the Bucs finished in that second half. You got to spend money. You got to go out and get guys, players. Keep on saying guys, not just guys, players, playmakers. Just guys that will wreak havoc, like a Max Crosby and a Trey Hendrickson, which we'll get back to in just a moment. What else, Abraham? Where were you 5 years ago, a couple nights ago, when the Bucs won the Super Bowl? Where were you? What's your favorite memory of that?
Oh, actually, I went to Channelside. I actually went to that whole area, Channelside area, Water Street. The day before, I was like, there was a lot of going through that whole area with a whole bunch of Bucs fans, and it was nice. I was taking pictures of different parts, and when I took once, there was some Chiefs fan driving my Chiefs. I said some kind of that typical Chiefs statement, and they're talking about the kid versus the GOAT, and then they said Brady's too old, Mahomes is the new GOAT. But then I was in Lakeland watching it. It was an epic defense. It was a Todd Bowles defensive masterpiece. So people say Tom Brady, but that was Todd Bowles defense that won that Super Bowl. So
well, you're absolutely correct. 199 yards passing by Tom Brady. More rushing attempts at that point with Leonard Fournette, Lombardi, Lenny. Great stuff there, Abraham. Use that second call, my friend. All right, we got to run.
All right.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Let's go out to Corey. Corey, welcome to the Evolution. The Monday after, as everybody says, oh no, the football season's over with. It's never over here on the Sports Web. What's on your mind tonight, boss?
Okay, man. What's going on, man? We talking about that Super Bowl that happened Sunday.
Yeah, we're talking about it. Did you fall asleep? Was it one of the most? I throw this out there. Everybody always talks about the greatest Super Bowls of all time. Was this one of the worst Super Bowls of all time? I can think of a couple that were pretty bad. New England over the Rams, 13-3. That was a snore fest. I go all the way back to the Denver Broncos. Bobby Humphrey and John Elway as the Joe Montana-led 49ers absolutely crush the Denver Broncos. I believe 50.
What Joe throw for like 5 touchdowns?
Was it 56-10 or something along those lines? It was completely awful, and all the hype was, Elway versus Montana. But once again, what does it come down to? Defense. What does it come down to? Guys making plays at critical times, guys causing turnovers, being able to run the ball. Congratulations to Kenneth Walker the third for being the MVP. That's what it comes down to. When you have a defense, when you can run the ball, nothing really changes. You can sit here all day long and say it's a quarterback league, it's an offensive league, but when you can stop somebody and punch them in the mouth and get after the quarterback and cause turnovers, you can win Super Bowls. You can win lots of games, right?
Right. That Super Bowl right there that I just watched Sunday showed me a lot of things. It showed me, number one, that we really need like a Patrick Mahomes and a Josh Allen, like an electric quarterback, because it was a straight snooze fest, like you said. It was so boring, man. And another thing, it was like these teams won with roster construction, man. And that's what the Bucs need. We need strong roster construction.
Well, they do. They do. They definitely need that. So there's no doubt about you got to fix this defense. You got to reconstruct this defense. I think that's where you were going with. No matter if David comes back, Levante David, of course, you need a couple linebackers. You need an edge rusher. That's where you got to go. For me, if you're trading picks, if you're not, you definitely better double dip in the draft. You better get guys that can come in here right away and be productive right away. If not, then we may be back here next season talking about something completely different, a new regime. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go through a rebuild.
You think Light will do it, man? Do you think Light will give up those picks for Crosby? Do you think that?
In my heart of hearts, I don't know. Going back to history, if history tells us anything, no, he won't. But then again, this is what's the word I'm looking for? Not dramatic. This is a pressure-packed situation. This is completely different. You're going to be under lots of pressure at this point. You're going to have to make it's a desperate mode at this point. You're in that desperation. Jason Light, Booger McFarland threw it out there about a month ago that he doesn't think he thinks Jason Light may be on the hot seat. Now, I'm not one of those people because I definitely think the Glazers trust Light and his football decision-making. But you can't continue to do the same thing, right? Hassan Reddick, $14 million for 1 year. I get it, 59 sacks. It didn't work out. You got to get guys that are proven, that are ready to come in here, hungry, make money. Max Crosby is a game wrecker. Trey Hendrickson, when he is healthy, had 4 sacks last year, 31 years old. That's a little bit of a risk, but he's a guy.
And that's probably who we're going to go with because he's a free agent.
I don't mind that. I hope he stays healthy, but what do we know?
You got to bring somebody else with them, I feel. So,
well, listen, if that's where you go to, and you're exactly right, Jason Light hasn't done it in the past, but if you're going to do it for somebody, Max Crosby would be the guy. And if it's Micah Parsons type of, draft compensation, you do it all day long, because here's a guy that has a constant motor that will wreck shop, that will make everybody else around you better, including Yaya Diaby, including Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey. Please stay healthy, Kalijah Kancey, Elijah Roberts, Anthony Nelson. He makes them better, not only with his play on the field, but also off the field, because he's a veteran presence. He can teach these guys something different, unlike Hassan Red, because we heard this through camp. He didn't do anything. He was a man on a milk carton. You got to get more production out of that position. You got to be able to rush from 4. This is what we learned, right? The emulation league, the NFL is perfect for this. You've got to be able to rush from 4. That's what the Bucs were able to do in Super Bowl 55, which I'll get back to in a moment. Give me a memory of Super Bowl 55. That was the difference, right? You blitzed a little bit, but you were able to rush from 4. You had JPP. You had Shaq Barrett. You had a Vita Vea. I mean, am I missing somebody here? I mean, Ndamukong Suh. You were able to rush from 4. And then when
they played, and that whole game, they played 2 high safety.
Right.
They didn't give a damn about the run.
They did not.
They
did not. They did not. And they were able to blitz whenever they wanted to. They didn't blitz out of necessity. They blitzed to change it up, to make change it up for Patrick Mahomes. They had a perfect game plan, which again, Todd Bowles does not get enough credit for, because again, you look at it from the standpoint of you shut down one of the greatest supposed dynasties of that era.
Bad man. Patrick Mahomes, a bad man.
9 points. The only touchdown they had was at Tampa International Airport. And I'll continue to say that over and over again, because I'm not going to be, positive Pete tonight. I'm going to be petty Pete at 100% at this point. That defense was able to shut down Tyreek Hill, the cheetah. He turned into, I don't know what he turned into a jackass. So yeah, that defense was unbelievable, and Todd Bowles definitely deserves credit. And I think that's why the Glazers like him too. They remember that. They're loyal. They like the culture. They like the fact that the players are willing to play for them. Now, Jason Light, Todd Bowles, Mike Greenberg, they've got to get together. They got to figure out how you're able to get back to that defense where you're able to rush from 4. You didn't have to blitz so much. And also, you got to fix that linebacking crew, because that defense, the Achilles heel of it, has been that linebacking core. It's been the Atlantic Ocean in the middle of that defense. You and me could run down that defense and get open. That has been the Achilles heel the last couple of years.
What they do.
All right.
That's what they kill us at.
Super Bowl 55. Give me a memory and we'll let you go.
Oh, man, I had a great night, man. I hit $900 on the square board.
Woo.
They playing the square. I hit $900, and the Bucs won, and I celebrated at Hard Rock Casino. I mean, I celebrated till the morning came up, man.
Celebrated till the morning came up. I believe I was at the deck at the time. It was 2:00 in the morning. I am screaming at the top of my lungs. People are looking at me like I'm a crazy man, because the Bucs at that point just won the Super Bowl, and I think I talked for about 2 hours that night. It was on still at 2:00 for another platform at the time. I'll never forget. It was such a wild and crazy season. Corey, appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good stuff. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Hopefully you watch the Super Bowl this weekend at Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa, home for all your Bucs away watch parties, USF away watch parties in 2026. I think we're going to do some draft stuff. So hopefully Bucs Nation, Bucs fans will support the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Let's go out to the phone lines here. Curtis, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Monday night, my friend. What's going on?
So my question is,
yes,
I know everybody's talking about Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give up what Green Bay gave up for Micah Parsons?
I would. Listen, I would. Do I think Jason Light does it? I'm not so sure, because history shows that he doesn't do that. But again, it's a desperate situation. But I would give up 2 first-round picks, because at the end of the day, what's 15? 15 is what? Pass rusher. To be fair to Jason Light, he's not been able to find that pass rusher before. You can't, you got to have guys that have done it. Yeah, you can't have the unknown possibility. Right. So what's 15 at this point? If 15 is Max Crosby, and if you think that you're not only an NFC South contender but a Super Bowl contender, then the pick you're giving up next year could be 25 or hopefully 32. So are you giving up 2 first-round picks and maybe another premium pick the next year after that? Absolutely. All day, 2 days on Sunday. Are you serious? 28 years old, 69 and a half sacks, a game record, constant motor. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm going to go all in on this. And then on top of it, I'm going to double down. I'm going to go out there, get another young pass rusher to help out, to give this rotation. I'm going to get myself a couple linebackers. I'm going to try to convince Levante David, and I'm going to figure out the Mike Evans situation, or I'm going to show Mike Evans.
That because here's the thing. Yes. You have Evans, Godwin, Abuka, and McMillan. Mm-hmm. That's tough. That's a lot of receivers.
Good problem to have. It's a good problem to have at the end of the day.
Now, my other question for you is, what about if one of the guys from Miami failed us?
I'm sorry?
What if one of the defensive ends from Miami failed us?
Well, listen, if one of those guys fell, and I think I'm trying to think of the guy that you're talking about.
Ruben Bain and I forgot the other guy.
Well, Ruben Bain Jr. I think goes top 10. If you want to trade up for him, that's something different. I'm trying to think of.
Now, would you do that? Would you trade up for Ruben Bain?
If you can't get Max Crosby and you're not able to get Trey Hendrickson and you get one, because there's a couple other pass rushers in free agency that we can talk about here in just a little bit. But I mean, I think you're desperate at this point. You got to make some moves. You got to make for me, I love Ruben Bain Jr. I think he's a game wrecker. I just don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be there 15. I don't think he'll be there 15. I think he goes top 5.
I don't think so either. But if I had to trade like a 1 and a 3 to trade up into the top 10 somewhere to get him, I'd give it up in a heartbeat.
Well, we'll see. I still think you go the veteran route. I still think you've got to get.
And I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But it's just how old is Crosby?
28.
That's not bad.
29 at 69 and a half sacks, and because I'm working for this network, Fan Art, I'm doing more research. 69 and a half sacks there, and 7 seasons. 4 of those double-digit sack seasons, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That boom, baby. That's what you need for this defense.
I would love to get Crosby. I like Henderson. I'm not sold on Henderson. Mm-hmm. But I like him. I'm not saying he's a terrible player.
Right.
But it's just, and I know the whole problem is they don't want to pay nobody in Cincinnati.
Right.
The only people they want to pay is Burrow and the receivers. That's the only people they want to pay. Well, that's another reason. What's his name? Mixon wanted to get out of there. So I don't know. I definitely know we need to go all out on this defense. Mm-hmm. And I think that we need to get another tight end. Definitely.
Okay.
Because I mean, he put everything on Cade. Everything is on Cade Otton. Everything. And don't get me wrong, I love Cade Otton. I've told people I love Cade Otton, but I just think that he needs like a running mate with him. Because every other tight end that we have is a blocking tight end.
Sure.
So, just mix it up a little bit. But yeah, I agree with you. Max Crosby would be a great add to the team. I think 2 first rounds is a lot, but I mean, at 28 years old, if he gives you a good 4 years, 5 years at 28 years old, I think you'd win that trade, no problem.
Well, I think you win that trade too. If you have to give up a player, I mean, are you willing to give up somebody? I threw it out there, a Chris Godwin. That's been bandied about. That's been thrown out there. I don't know if you give up Godwin because, and somebody put this out there. I'm trying to think of who it was, but Chris Godwin took a discount to be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. Now you trade him off to the Raiders. He's familiar with Tom Brady there. John Spytek knows him. I'm still
at the end of the day, yes, I respect and love that he gave us a discount to stay.
Right.
But at the end of the day, and I think that sometimes as football fans, that these guys forget that football, as much as we love it, is still a business.
Yeah, I still want to keep these wide receivers.
It would break my heart to watch them trade Godwin.
Right.
It would.
Right.
But, at the end of the day, it's a business decision and ultimately what's best for the team.
Well, it's what's best for the team, but I still think your team is a lot better with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans on the field. Whether you have Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan,
definitely.
Tess
and
Johnson.
I will say this: McMillan looked good when he came back. He really did.
He did. He looked very good.
He did,
Absolutely.
and he looked really good. And I think this team has a definite shot, but like you were just saying to the gentleman before me, it's about staying healthy.
Yes.
That was the biggest problem of this team. It's like one part of the offense was healthy, and then the other part wasn't. And then when the part that was not healthy got healthy, the offensive line was going down.
The offense,
so it's just like
let's just put it out there. The offense was garbage. The offense was terrible the second half of the year, and we'll get out to what Baker Mayfield had to say to Westwood One and care of our friends there, Joe Bucks fan. They're interesting comments because we've said over and over again that Mayfield was hurt, and there was a situation where he wasn't playing the same, and who knows what the injuries were. There were multiple injuries. This offense wasn't the same, and I still want to see with Zach Robinson, once again, a guy that coach with Liam Cohen, knows the Cohen system, what he can do with the plethora of wide receivers on the field together. Super Bowl 55 memory and Super Bowl 60. Did you watch it? First and foremost, give me your thoughts on that and Super Bowl 55.
I watched 60, and I had told my girl, I said, listen, I knew the Seahawks were going to win. Don't get me wrong. I have respect for what the Patriots did in getting there.
Yes.
I'm not going to, talk about a cupcake schedule because anybody can lose to anybody.
Well, it was a cupcake schedule. And they put the stats out there. It was the worst schedule since the '99 Rams. Your favorite team, right there. That every Bucs fan hates.
But if you also look at who they played in the playoffs, everybody they played in the playoffs was beat up. They didn't play any healthy teams in the playoffs.
Well, listen, let's give them credit. They played the Houston Texans. They beat a good defense because C.J. Stroud decided to do his best.
Jameis
Winston. Yes, his Jameis Winston impression there. If he doesn't turn over the ball and you depend on your defense, then most likely it could be different. But still, they beat them. They were able to find a way in the snow. They beat the Broncos with the backup quarterback. They got some breaks. That's what football's about. You still have to beat those defenses. Absolutely. Right. But we'll see. It gets harder next year.
I give them credit for what they've done.
Right.
I mean, it's the NFL. We never know,
Nope.
I will say the only thing that I was disappointed about was I was happy to see Walker got that MVP, but I would have gave it to the kicker.
Yeah, I think you have to give it to the running back because he definitely set the tone, and this is the reason why it's important to set the tone for your offense because, again, it takes the pressure off of Sam Darnold. It also opens up those receivers when they, shut down JSN. Cooper Kupp, the Bucs killer for the Rams, he showed up.
Yeah, we hate that. We hate that guy.
We hate that guy too, but he showed up for the Seahawks. That's what you're able to do. You're able to throw to your tight end. That's what that running game opens up. All right, Super Bowl 55 memory.
I have one question for you before I give you where I was at for Super Bowl. Bowl 55.
All right, give me the question.
What are you going to do with your cornerback room this year? Are you going to let Jamel Dean walk?
I think that's what you anticipate looking at because Jamel Dean, he's a free agent. He played well, but he took a salary cut. So you would think that some team out there will be willing to overpay because that's what some bad. Not saying that Dean is, but he's just inconsistent, right?
Yeah, that's all it is.
He can't stay healthy. And then on top of it, his play sometimes is not necessarily what you want. And then furthermore, you invested in a Benjamin Morrison and a Jacob Parrish. Parrish played well.
And
Morrison
I love Jacob Parrish, bro.
Right.
I think he was one of the most underrated players on that defense last year.
Very underrated. But I think he was, a big time surprise and a pleasant surprise because a lot of people thought, Morrison being the higher pick was going to make more of an impact. And we saw flashes of brilliance. We also saw a rookie. So that to me is the plan with this Bucs team and this defense
I think like you said, because you said it earlier in the season.
Right.
Morrison missed training camp. He missed a lot.
Yes, he did.
He missed a lot. So I'm ready to see what he's going to do with the full training camp
Mm-hmm.
and all that other stuff. So yeah, but Super Bowl 55.
Yes.
Despite going through COVID, I was at home with about 40 people in my house watching that game.
What a weird time, right? I mean, remember COVID, remember having to wear the mask. I always tell people about that season.
Peter, I'm going to tell you, it was about 40 people in my house. No one had on a mask.
Nobody had on a mask at all. Well, I didn't have on a mask either at the deck of Bar and Grill.
Every time I went outside and screamed Tampa, somebody down the street would scream Bay. Awesome. And it was just great. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, Curtis. Appreciate the call. Use the second one, my friend. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff there. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats. If you like the content, if I can talk, give to the content. Let's go out to these comments here. Tim, good evening. Peter, good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Sitton. What's up, Peter Blake? What's up with you?
Yes!
All right. We'll get back to the comments in just a moment because people want to talk. That's what we give them the opportunity to talk. Let's go out to this guy.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with you?
From OHIO, Mr. Jim Sutton. Damn it, Jim. Welcome to the Evolution here on a Monday night, my friend. What's up?
Cue more music. Look, Rob. How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing?
All right, let's get right into it. Man, so I heard you put a message out talking about what's the percentage on Big Mike Evans coming back.
Well, let me get into this because we haven't gotten an opportunity. But Derek Gilmore, his agent, spoke yesterday in care of Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. He had this to say: Mike Evans started the season in great shape. Most people in the organization said he probably had the best training camp of everyone. He finished feeling better than he has in several seasons. I think his competitive nature leads to more football. That is my hope. Like most fans, I love watching him play. Also, there's a rumor out there from NFL Trade Rumors, which says that Mike Evans wants to play for a contender on a multiple-year deal. And this is what I kind of leaned into with talking about this. I don't think Mike Evans is going to take a one-year contract with the Bucs. I think he wants to have multiple years, and maybe that will complicate things, or Evans is just waiting to see once again what the Bucs are going to do in this offseason when it comes to free agency. They've got to prove themselves. What have you done for me lately, right? Janet Jackson reference. Yes, I'm aging myself at this point. A great artist at the Super Bowl halftime, notorious. Known for something else at the Super Bowl halftime, but she says it best. What have you done for me lately? This Bucs team. What have you done for me lately? Thank you for that. You are definitely not the next American Idol, but that was a good shot and a good try, good effort. But listen, I ain't Janet Jackson, but I'll try. But listen, please don't ever say don't ever do that again. But listen, to me, it's all about proving. Are they going to prove it to Mike Evans? Are they going to make the aggressive moves to where he thinks they're a Super Bowl contender, where he thinks they're going to win the NFC South and be a playoff contender, or where he go to a team like the Houston Texans, which Greg Auman of Fox Sports throws it out there that he leaves the door open. Maybe he would return. C.J. Stroud or Baker Mayfield. Again, I'll take Baker Mayfield. I'll take my chances. C.J. Stroud looked like a complete and total disaster last year, and I don't think Mike Evans is going to help that. What do you say?
I say take care of Mike Evans like he's your golden goose.
Okay.
Bring him back.
Okay.
Definitely Jason Lights, baby.
Very true. So first draft pick.
Take care of him.
Yeah.
I don't think the owners have a problem with, giving them some money on.
Do you have major concern about these reports coming out about Mike Evans leaving the Bucs, or once again, much to do about nothing? What's your concern level, Jim?
My concern level?
Yes.
Is probably, I'm going to say percentage. I'm going to say it's about, I'm going to say
I'm gonna say 95% he coming back.
All right.
That's how I'm putting it.
95%, 5% he won't come
That's
back.
my concern level because I believe they're gonna take care of him.
Okay. All right.
I don't think our organization gonna do him like that.
All right. Did you watch Super Bowl 60?
I did.
All right. What'd you think?
I was trying to stay awake.
I'm telling you, I'm not the only one. I mean, if you were trying to catch up on some sleep, you could do that, especially the first half of that game with all the field goals, with all the turnovers, with the slows. I was dozing off. Maybe I worked too much. I probably did on that Saturday with the 12-hour shift at Uber. But I was falling asleep, and I'm a football fan, and especially a Super Bowl fan, and the action was not there for me yesterday. That was not it.
I work 12 too, so I'm right there with you.
Well, there you go.
And I was like, man, and you know what though? I'm a defensive guy, and it was kind of a defensive game, but I didn't think the daggone Patriots was gonna ever score.
You know, when you say that, it comes memories come back, flowing back there from Sean the Sports Don, who was the forefather of this show, created this show with yours truly in 2015 on a small radio station in a galaxy far, far away. And he used to say that all the time. He was a defensive guy. I wonder if he liked that Super Bowl last night, because he would always say he's a defensive guy, especially when it came to his Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, Super Bowl 55. Give me a memory.
I know we didn't have a dog in the fight, but I picked the Seattle because he came in with the Buccaneers.
Okay.
And I picked the Seattle to win the Super Bowl because they came in with the Buccaneers.
Okay.
They were their 50 years anniversary like us.
Yes.
And they had the best defense. And so we normally, hang our hats on defense. So I picked right. And what else was you asking me?
Super Bowl 55 memory. 5 years, a couple nights ago, the Bucs win Super Bowl 55. So what's your memory? Where were you on that night where the Bucs take care of business?
Super Bowl?
No, it was the second Super Bowl, buddy.
Oh, our second Super Bowl?
With Tom Brady,
I was with a group of friends. Nobody was a Bucs fan but me, but I had all my gear with me.
Okay.
And I already knew we was gonna win, but I'm a fan, so I was a little biased.
Okay, well,
but I just sat back and waited, and then I got up. Me and my Steelers friend took a picture. He didn't want to, but he was the only one to still there with me, so that's a good friend.
Okay.
And man, I enjoyed the night, and I was happy with Gee. I took a bunch of pictures. I came to see you guys in Tampa. First game of the season, we lost that game. But I came to do a party in Tampa. It was a watch party.
All right.
Yeah. So I had a good year that year.
That was a good year. All right, my friend. Appreciate the
and
time.
I love that Super Bowl.
I
I wanted to ask one more time, Levante David.
Yes.
Coming back.
I don't know. I mean, again, Jim, appreciate the call. Listen off air. I'll give you my answer. I mean, honestly, I thought from the press conference after the Bucs beat the Panthers and the way he reacted that he was done. And then those comments come out, and the comments have been coming out how he was injured. It seems like to me he still wants to play. Like I feel like there's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance. Not a Dumb and Dumber chance, but there's a better chance here that he could come back, and maybe he's just waiting to see what the Bucs are going to do. Is it worth coming back for? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Brian here. Good evening, Peter. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Parrish there, another webhead out there in California on YouTube. Got to love that. What's up, PB? Bucs got to make some moves. This offseason defense is holding the team back. I definitely agree with you. We've talked about it. We'll get into it with the Max Crosby rumors, with the Trey Hendrickson rumors there that are coming out again. Speculation season. That's what we do. It's okay to speculate. You don't have to be right. I'm not usually right on this show. The majority of the time, sometimes I'm right. You've watched me. You know how it goes. But we speculate on this show. That's what it comes down to. Brian says, happy Monday night. Happy Monday night to you.
Yes!
Let's go out to Parrish. Crosby's got to be top priority. Need change. We throw it out there. If you're Jason Light, if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are you trading multiple picks? Are you trading a player? Are you trading a premium pick? Are you giving all that away plus taking on that possible salary of over $30 million for a Max Crosby? Or do you save that money and use it on Trey Hendrickson in the free agency pool there in 2026? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go watch Chris Cole. Says, yo to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Says Tiger Stripes Media. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate that. Paris right there. I think he was sleeping also. A lot of people were sleeping during the Super Bowl. I thought I was the only one. Not even the pizza. Well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was a Thanksgiving situation where I ate too much pizza, too many wings there from Pizza Hut. Let's go. Yes, Pizza Hut is not a sponsor of the show, but I'll throw it out there. Pretty good pan pizza there. Abraham, welcome back to the Evolution using your second call. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, so I mean, I know that I would not let John Spytek use any kind of leverage to get any of our good players, and also you got to give up a lot of draft picks. I think Trey Hendrickson would be a good fit, provided that you don't settle just for Trey Hendrickson like they settled for Hassan Reddick.
Fair enough.
And expect him to make that difference.
Fair point.
I think you need to load up on edge rushers in the draft, as well as I would make a big signing with Devin Lloyd of Jacksonville if provided Jacksonville doesn't franchise tag him, and get another inside linebacker. And so I would go for Trey because he's a Florida guy. I think he played for FAU. So I would bring him to Tampa, but I would not settle just for having him. I would load up on draft picks as well.
The only thing I'm concerned about is Hendrickson, his age, 31 years old. He had an injury. He's been a guy that hasn't been, injury riddled, if you will, but last year wasn't necessarily a good year. 4 sacks, a down year, but 81 sacks, has been able to prove himself. You're going to have to pay him $30 to $35 million. Will Jason Light take that chance and do that? I get it. There's other pass rushers out there, but not as great as Hendrickson. Again, 81 sacks, but he's 31 years old. That's why I look at Crosby.
I think that would be a negotiating point with him. So because of his poor production last year, so I would give him a contract with incentives so that he does produce.
I'll give you another team. Listen, I will give you another team that will definitely be interested in him, and you'll figure out why this makes sense. You connect the dots. This is what we do in speculation season here on the sports web. Dennis Allen of the Chicago Bears being the defensive coordinator. You could see them making a move there, making that one move to put them over the top, to give their defense a guy that has double-digit sacks seasons, that can get after the passer, that can help out a Montez Sweat. I could see them being a competitor. Now, what's it come down to? Hendrickson, is he going to play for his former defensive coordinator in the cold weather with the Chicago Bears, or does he want to come back to Florida and play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or is it all moot at this point where Cincinnati may actually franchise this guy and look to trade him or look to pay him for just 1 year? I don't know what the situation is if he is out there, and I think he will be. That's somebody definitely the Bucs will look at, but there will be other teams out there like the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons. They don't have him anymore. They have Quentin Williams, but you need an edge rusher. The Chicago Bears, again, connect the dots. There'll be other competition out there, and this is what you get into with free agency. If you're not a good team, and the Bucs weren't, you may have to overpay for somebody. This is why Jason Light, Mike Greenberg, that whole crew comes in handy, because they know how to handle these contracts. You're right. They know how to do these incentive-laden deals. There is a risk there with the guy getting 31 years old. Is he going to get any better at this point? We'll see.
My thing is, if you can get him, then you can, it's having your cake and eating it too. If you can get the draft picks, solid draft picks, like Akeem Messidor, or some other edge rusher.
There it is, Messidor from Miami. There it is. Yep.
Akeem Messidor, I would go for him if he's still available. Then I would go for Jacob Rodriguez, move up in the second round, or move up from the second round to the first round to get Jacob Rodriguez of Texas Tech. Then I'd say it's a win if you're able to sign Trey Hendrickson.
Can those
But if you
guys
get
come here right
Crosby-
away and produce? That's the key.
Yeah.
You're looking to
Yeah.
draft these guys. You know what they can do in college. Can they come in here and produce right away? Because that's what you're going to need. That's why I go more veterans than I go with draft picks. But I get it. You got to draft. I think you got to double dip, and you definitely got to get some veterans. You just can't depend on one or the other. You got to depend on both, in my estimation.
Look at Chase Song. He was available, and he got signed. I don't know how, New England signed him. He came up big from New England. So, I mean, if you got a guy who's going to succeed in that Todd Bowles system, the main reason why they're dropping back these edge rushers in the pass coverage is because the inside linebacker play is horrible. Because Levante is good, but he lost a step. But see, coverage.
Well, listen, he may have lost a step, but he also was dealing with an injury. So I'm willing to be fair about this. He wasn't fully healthy, right?
But you need Jacob Rodriguez, and you need or Devin Lloyd in free agency, or Nakobe Dean. I prefer Devin Lloyd, but you need guys who can control the middle and are solid in coverage, so the edge rushers don't have to drop back into coverage so much.
Yep.
So that's the thing. That's why horrible inside linebacker play is the main reason why they're exploiting the middle of the field, and these big plays are being surrendered. And the edge rushers have to keep dropping back to compensate for that. So if the edge rushers can just do their job and go after the quarterback and sack the quarterback, and the inside linebackers do their job like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Servassier was a major disappointment. Major disappointment. So I had a lot of hopes in him. So Hassan Reddick was another disappointment. So
we all did. We heard from Levante David. We heard about Voss. We heard all the hype. But according to Pro Football Focus, he was like 90 out of 94 linebackers. So that's not going to get it done. He made some plays, but I don't think he's the answer. He's not the answer at this point. He'll come back. He'll compete. Maybe he'll be good on special teams. I don't see him starting for this team going forward. You definitely have to.
That was a big disappointment because he gave up a lot of big plays.
Yes, he did.
The main thing is if we get somebody like Hendrickson, we don't rely on him completely. We still got to get our guys in the draft, the edge rushers in the draft. So I would say that's probably double dip.
So no on Crosby at this point because you still want to address the
problem
draft.
is, Brady's there and you got Spytek, and they're going to be demanding a lot of stuff. And
20
I don't want to give up some of our good players like Godwin, or just to the Raiders. That's just highway robbery right there. So
right. All right, Abraham. Anything else?
All right, that's all I can say. Well, that's about it. I would say I would take a gamble on Hendrickson, but I would not solely rely on Hendrickson to produce. I would also draft some edge rushers in the draft too. That's all I got to say. All
right, man. Appreciate the call as always. Thanks a lot for using the second call. Yes, sir. All right, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. That's the question for the Knights. Throwing it out there. How concerned are you about Mike Evans with the recent comments from his agent? Leaving the Bucks. The rumor being thrown out there, wants to play for a contender. Let's go out to Corey using your second call. Corey, welcome back to the Evolution.
Hey, Peter, I want to hit you with some nerd stuff right quick, man.
Nerd stuff. Go for the nerd stuff.
Right.
I used to be a nerd. Right. I'm still a nerd to some people here. Go ahead, hit me with the nerd stuff.
All right, with Kansas, right? I think Kansas kind of undersized, man, to be playing that inside, that 3-tech or that 2-tech. I think he getting beat up with the double teams and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, what you think about kicking him out to a 4 or 5, right? Drafting a defensive tackle, and then bringing in maybe a Henderson or somebody else in free agent or double dipping in the draft, but kicking Kansas outside.
I think it's certainly well. He can't stay healthy. I mean, not just getting beat up. He can't stay healthy, but I definitely think he's the key. Whether they're kicking him out inside, outside, he's got to stay healthy because you could see the difference. And even you heard from Todd Bowles the last game of the season against the Panthers how much energy not only he was bringing into practice, but that defensive line is different. So for me, the key is somebody's got to keep this man healthy. We've talked to him on the sports web. He's unbelievable. He believes in Todd Bowles. He's bought in. But not only that, we know that he can wreck shop. And we know that this defensive line is different when he's healthy. But that's the key. You got to So I think there's possibilities there of maybe throwing him outside. I'm not sure. I think undersized.
He's undersized. He undersized. They use him for the speed on the inside.
He's quick though.
Guard.
He's very quick. He's still
Right.
quick, but again, got to stay healthy. That's the main thing for Mr. Cansey there. But he's a big time key for this line.
I just think it's beating him up, man. He getting beat up. But if he put on more weight, then he'll lose his speed. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, man. I don't know.
It reminds me of going back to my time machine here of Mr. Keith McCants. You remember Keith McCants come out of Alabama? He was playing linebacker at the time. They bulked him up. I know there's been other players. I don't know why that came to mind. It just came to mind. That's why my brain is at this point. Keith McCants, all the way back in 90 there. He bulked up.
Ray Perkins?
Ray Perkins. Yes.
Oh, Ray Perkins.
Ray Perkins. So we're going back to the Ray Perkins days here, guys. 40 years ago, he was asked to change positions from a linebacker to a defensive end. He was never the same player after that. So I don't know about bulking up and doing all that. You just got to watch out for that. Again, can he get stronger at the point of attack? Yes, he can. If he puts on more weight, does that diminish his speed? I don't know. The guy is just a fantastic athlete. The problem is he can't stay healthy. That's in the first 2 years here. He has not been able to stay healthy. It reminds you of Gerald McCoy. And I hope, this is what I hope, right? I hope that he follows in the footsteps of Gerald McCoy, where the first 2 years, and I think it was a bicep injury from McCoy at the time. People were like, he's a bust. And then he comes out after that. He's able to stay healthy. He makes an impact. A lot of Bucs fans don't appreciate that, but he put up some numbers. He made an impact on that defense. Hopefully, Cansey can do the same thing. All right, what else?
Man, that's pretty much it, man. I don't usually use that second call, but I'm like, man, that's why he keep getting banged up, man. He keep getting banged up on that inside.
He does, man. He does, and that was a major injury last year. It really hurt this team because you could see the first couple of games of the season that defense was different. They were getting pressure. They were getting pressure from 4. That's the key. Again, I go back to this. It's an emulation league. Teams are looking at Seattle and they're saying, how can we rush from 4? Did you see the pressure get to Drake May? Did you see all that pressure in his face over and over again? They barely blitzed. It reminded you of the Tampa 2 there with the old Buccaneer defense able to rush from 4. It reminded you again of that 2020 team where they were able to rush from 4. That's the key. That's what Todd Bowles has to get back to, and we'll see if Jason Light and crew will address that in the offseason. Corey, appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right, good stuff there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Calls are coming. We'll read the comments in a moment. I promise you, Ed, welcome to the Evolution.
I'm pretty upset, man, about all this stuff I keep hearing about Mike Evans. He just needs to be signed. That's it.
Well, they can't do it yet, Ed. It hasn't opened up yet. It's just rumors.
Well,
it's speculation.
I know it hasn't been opened up yet. But my point is that they need to just get him re-signed, okay? Whatever they got to do, get the guy in here. Sell him on the fact that we're going to do something to help the defense. The defense has been the majority of the issue on this team. Offense has had its problems too, but it's mostly defense. I mean, it's a blaring hole. You just can't look anywhere else and say, okay, we have a blaring hole here. No, it's on the defense.
Yeah, it's a bit of black hole.
Just show them that, hey, look, just show Evans. Listen, we're going to be a contender again. We just got to retool that defense, and we'll be good.
Okay. All right.
I think that's what's going on with him. What do you think?
Well, I definitely think he's going to be looking at that situation and see, the moves that the Bucs make in the offseason. Are they really? And I think they are. Listen, the Glazers have shown it. Jason Light have shown it. They can go all in. They can spend money. They'll have an opportunity to do that. They're definitely going to be able to restructure some contracts. I think that's what's going to happen. Who knows? Maybe they'll make some trades, but I think more restructure at this point, especially, again, Antoine Winfield Jr. or Tristan Wirfs. Those will be the guys I think you restructure. And then again, you look at Baker Mayfield. Do they sign him to an extension to where they're able to save $21 million? I think that most likely could be on the table. And if you're Mayfield at this point, why would you do that? Would you just play out the string here, bet on yourself, which is what Mayfield has done? Or do you take less money at this time, let him ball out and save money on that deal, especially the $21 million. So they got a plan. I'm not a capologist, but I know what they can do over there, and we'll see what they do. And I think Evans is definitely considering those possibilities of what the Bucs are going to do in the offseason. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's probably just sitting back and watching, and if somebody gets him in the mood, you know what? I want to go to a contender is probably what happened. He's just in a bad mood.
Oh, the Bucs not a contender at this point? I'm not ready to say
Well, he said he wants to go with a contender.
Well, I'm not ready to say the Bucs are not a contender at this point. Are you? I'm not ready to go. I feel like the Wolf of Wall Street. I ain't going anywhere. The Bucs aren't going anywhere. They just need to make some moves. Just improve the offense with Zach Robinson. Get your guys healthy, especially on the offensive line. And let's improve this defense. I'm not ready to go. I ain't going anywhere. I think the Bucs can be a contender, but they got to make the moves in the offseason. I'm not ready to say they're not a contender.
They got to change the rules regarding these offensive linemen moving because it has taken its toll on this here offense. Okay, that's not the only thing. Injuries played a problem into it, but a lot of it, some of it's got to be, having a different offensive lineman or offensive coordinator every year is probably got something to do with it too. I'm telling you right now, this is ridiculous. At least we got a good guy now. At least for 1 year, we'll have a good guy. He'll probably go. The offense will probably, become a prolific offense, and then, he'll be becoming a head coach.
Hush! Don't say that at all. Hush it up. But go back to Michael. Go back to Michael Irvin.
To us all the time.
Listen, Ed, I was listening to an interview the other day there, Michael Irvin at Radio Row there on 95.3, and he was saying in so many words, these players do not want to practice. That's the reason why you have so many injuries right now. It's the practice time. The NFL is going to extend the season. I'm sorry. When the Players Association comes out and says in so many words they're not hungry for that or they don't have an appetite for that, what that tells me is you got to pay me more and you're going to have an 18-game season. I think it's going to happen, but the Players Association.
Well, they better have some practices.
You got to practice more, but some of these players don't want to practice, and that's the reason why you have the injuries.
I guess they're in the wrong sport then, I guess, because practice makes perfect.
That's the reason why you have so many injuries at this point. Look at it. Whether the game is getting faster or bigger or stronger, you're not practicing enough, and you're not having the reps like you used to with the former players. That's why you have so many injuries. So hopefully they change this. I get it. Players don't necessarily want to practice. They want to protect their body. But when you look at it the last couple of years here, it ain't working out in their favor at this juncture. What else, Ed?
Not.
Where were you at Super Bowl 55?
Yeah.
What were you at Super Bowl 55?
Exactly. They got to do something about this. They got to do something about a couple things with the NFL. I mean, there's a few things that are going on with the NFL that I don't like that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What would that be?
Well, one of them obviously is these movement of offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. It's like
that's going to happen.
It's like a close every year.
There's nothing you can do about that. That's the game evolving. Everybody's going to look for an opportunity. If owners and general managers are going to fire coaches, there's always going to be open opportunities for those coordinators to take that. That's what they want.
Well, then they have to reward the team that loses their offensive coordinator.
Listen, it's just going to happen. It's going to have to happen that way. Teams have to adjust. They have to have other plans. They have to hire other guys like the Bucs have been able to do. They've had their success with Dave Canales and Liam Cohen, but they didn't have it in so much with Josh Grizzard. He didn't go anywhere. They fired him. So that was them. But that's not going to stop. They're not going to be able, you look at the situation when it comes down to it, there's always going to be coach movement, especially coordinators. They definitely want to influence that and want that to happen. You want the new blood to get in there. You don't want to go out to a retread coach. That's why you see so many coordinators. That's why you see so many teams subscribing to the thought of having young offensive minds because they've been so successful in the National Football League. Ed, I got to run here. Let me go ahead and go out to this. Where were you? Okay, well, he didn't answer my damn question, but that's okay. Sometimes they don't listen to me. They just say whatever they want to. You can here on this show. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. I want to go out to Mr. Kosamides. I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Thank you very much for tuning in on Instagram Live. He says they draft Nepo players, draft injury-prone players. We love Mike Evans, but Mike's hamstring and collarbone, hates playing for the Bucs. Mike's agent wants that big signing bonus, but he has no leverage. Let's go out to Alex. Alex, welcome to the Evolution.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, buddy? Lots of phone calls tonight after Super Bowl 60. First and foremost, did you fall asleep like I did at Super Bowl 60? What did you think of that game?
A very disappointing Super Bowl. I was probably one of the worst I've seen in quite some time. But listen, undercover, I like the Seahawks. Even though the Bucs beat them this year, I love the Seahawks. And ultimately, I knew they were going to beat the Pats. But, overall, that game was very boring. I was actually a little disappointed it took the Patriots until the end of the fourth quarter to show some life. But you know what? It is what it is. Drake May's very young, still he's still trying to find his way. You can see that he wasn't technically ready for the playoff show or the Super Bowl. In general, he's just not that ready.
He didn't look ready.
Let's talk about some Bucs real quick.
Go for it.
You were talking about coaching. Listen, you hit it right on the note. You hit it right on the dot. I think the difference between the Bucs and what's going to make the Bucs successful when it comes to staying healthy is we've talked about this many times. Todd Bowles has got to stop being a player's coach. These bye week no practices has got to stop.
Well, to be fair now, let's be fair. The walkthrough practices were done because they had an injury situation, which is what we just talked about, with players not able to practice, not able to stay healthy. But Yaya Diaby came out about a month and a half ago and said that he's going to be a captain on this team. He wants to do less walkthroughs. So definitely would be a consideration at this point. But I actually understand the other side of it. If you don't have a full team that's healthy, then you're not able to practice. That's definitely going to hurt. And this is where the NFL has to look at too. Maybe expanding the rosters, right? Listen, if you're going to go to an 18-game season, which again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I think it's definitely going to happen because they're going to give as much money as they can to the Players Association. And the Players Association is going to say how high. You've got to expand these rosters, especially with the injury situations right now in the league overall with their players.
Right. Yeah, but the problem is I just think we got to stop being so relaxed. Listen, I think the past few years, that's what separates us from getting over the edge. Listen, if you would have told me again that we would start 6-2 at the beginning of last year, I would have looked at you and laughed in your face. But you just can't tell me that you take a bye week at 6-2, you get too cocky, and then your team completely tanks and you're struggling to find a win.
Right.
And the only win that you get is a win, against one of the worst teams in the NFL. Listen, I love Todd Bowles. I told you this many times. I love Todd Bowles. But you got to ask yourself about Mike Evans, too. A lot of stuff's going on about Mike Evans. Does Mike Evans return? Does Mike Evans decide to go another team? I think it was rumored that, what was it? Maybe he was thinking about going to the Bills or something.
No, well, that's being thrown out there by Pro Football Focus. But this rumor, Derek Gilmore talked for him, so it certainly seems like he's going to come back. And then this rumor
KC, I think it was KC.
Well, we've been talking about KC for the last couple of years. We've been talking about Houston for the last couple of years, going back, and he didn't do that. But it says right now, some of the rumors out there, Bucs, Mike Evans, wants to play for a contender on a multiple-year deal. So I don't think it's a one-year thing. I think he has a couple years left there in the tank.
Absolutely, he does.
Do the Bucs want to pay for that? That's the question. And does he want to go somewhere else?
If you didn't see the second half if you didn't see the last couple games where he was looking healthier than ever, for all the idiots out there saying he's got nothing left, he's washed up, shut up. He's got so much potential left, and it's just going to come down to, I believe in my heart that if he sits down with Ashley, that's his wife's name, and sits down and thinks about his family and picking up his family and what Tampa Bay means to him as a heart, I think he stays. But the other half of me says, listen, he's going to look at it as, listen, this is probably my last deal wherever it's going to be, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, he's going to evaluate that. So he's going to look at that and see, like, listen, do I want to tough it out with Baker Mayfield? Which, by the way, everyone's saying that Baker Mayfield is not it. You're wrong. Baker Mayfield is absolutely it. If you absolutely can put away these injuries aside, I don't care what anyone says, this offense is putting up 28-plus points a game. So the key going into 2026 is going to be one thing. Get that offensive line healthy. If that offensive line comes in this year and you're looking at a very healthy offensive line, that offense is scoring 28-plus points a game with or without Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
I said what I said. Now, Mike Evans is just going to be a bonus. But I really believe that based off all the offense and the talent that we have all the way around from running backs, the wide receiver core, we still have a good, even without Mike Evans, I can't believe I'm saying that, we still have a good wide receiver core. So we have the talent. Now, if I'm Jason Licht and I'm looking at the overall team in general, got to get yourself some edge rushing and some pass rushing. Get that defense in order. Get that defense in order, man, and you're looking at a totally different team.
Max Crosby, you traded multiple picks for him, multiple first-round picks, including a possible player or premium pick. Are you doing that?
I don't think so, because I'm going to tell you why. Why would you want to – and I'm not saying nothing against Max Crosby, hell of a player, and he'd be such a great addition to our team. But you don't want to give up so much for one person. Now, I don't believe you want to strap your future around one player either. Do I think he'd be a difference maker on the defense? Absolutely. But I just don't believe in – I believe there's probably some better options that you can, look at potentially getting to solve what is going on with the defense. I just don't believe – it's like the Rays or like the Bulls we talked about many times on the show. Don't give up too much for a short term because, listen, a window might be open, a window might be closing. We never know in the National Football League, but I just don't believe.
That's the Minnesota Vikings. They had 14 wins with the Super Bowl winning quarterback and Sam Darnold, and then
they gave him up. Look what happened, and look at him now.
And listen, this is what I'm talking about. The talk was the reason why they gave up on him is because they thought their window was open. They could get away with it with J.J. McCarthy, who didn't do anything. And it backfired on him. So listen, to your point, I understand about being careful, but if you feel like this is your window, this is your opportunity, and somebody could be fired, especially both of these parties that we've talked about, and Todd Bowles and Jason Licht, you've got to make some desperate moves. Maybe a lot of people don't like that.
I actually agree with that, because I do believe that this season that these two are going to be on the hot seat. So don't be surprised, actually, if you see Jason Licht go out here and give up a couple of big things to get a big name, especially on the defense. Max Crosby, like you said, could be a huge addition because obviously the pass rushing was non-existent. I think we led the league in quarterback having the most time in the pocket.
It seems like
and our pass coverage was terrible. I think we ranked 28th, 29th, and 30th in the four worst pass rush the pass defense the past 3 years in a row.
Well, especially on third down conversions. You're absolutely correct about that. So they were not good.
3rd and 28, brother. 3rd and 28, man.
Can we not say that?
I really do think, though, on the offensive side of the ball, I'm excited for 2026. I'm excited for this year because if you get this offensive line looking very healthy, in my heart, I want to see Mike Evans come back because, listen, this man has been here for what, 12 years, 13 years in the National Football League?
12 years, going into his 13th year right here.
Going his 13th year.
Yep.
This man is the face of your offense. Plain and simple, that's what it is. And I just think that loss of that huge face, I don't care if he's hurt or not. Just having him on that sideline is enough, in my opinion, to make a difference. You lose a guy like Mike Evans, in my opinion, you're going to be taking a big step, in the wrong direction. Right. Now, do I think this offense can put up good numbers without Mike Evans? In my opinion, I think we can, because I will give Jason Licht some talent or some kudos for some of his drafting that he does or has done. Emeka Egbuka, look how great he's shined his first year. Had a couple injuries, but listen, I think he still put up over 700-800 yards. running backs continue to shine. Bucky Irving, look what he's doing. He's looking better than ever every single year. Dude,
well, not last year. Couldn't stay healthy. Got to keep him healthy. All right, Alex. I appreciate the call as always.
Great stuff.
Yes.
Hey, great stuff. Next week, I would love to talk maybe a little bit of hockey. The Bolts right now are kind of spread out right now in the Olympics, I think it's called. So they're having some fun doing that. Team USA brought home a W, I think, against Sweden or Sweden. Is it Sweden yet? I don't remember. But the Bolts are continuing their red hot ways. They got another W the other day, this weekend before the break. So
they did.
Maybe next week. Next week we'll talk some hockey.
You will definitely talk some hockey next week. We'll have our guys, We the Thunder podcast. We'll start on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Appreciate you as always.
Keep up the great
Alex.
work, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you as always. Big time Rays fan, big time Bucks fan, big time Bolts fan. All right. I continue to say we're going to read comments. Phone lines are open. Let's go ahead and go out to these comments. Let's see here. Peter, I did the reaction to the Super Bowl and did play-by-play. How did that go? Very cool. What's good, Peter? Happy Monday, sir. Happy Monday to you. Also, let Walker go to a different team and cup. Okay. King Cook, have we traded for Max Crosby yet? If not, we're not serious. They can't do it, but I know what you mean. And we'll get to those rumors that we'll put out there this weekend. Hola, Pedro Blake. Hola to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to King Cook. It's all smoke screens until Mike signs on the dotted line. We all know this. I don't care what untrustworthy agent says. Laugh out loud. Yes, the agent is trying to sell his client, and the agent's trying to put out there so they have some leverage. Tim says, congratulations. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. In case you missed it, I joined the Fan Arch Network, which again is a separate entity from the Sports Web, right? It's different. And we'll definitely, I want you to like and subscribe. It's called Bucks Latest. It is 10 to 15 minutes of Bucks content daily. So like and subscribe to Fan Arch. We'll put that link out there when we get a chance. Let's go out to this guy. Sun Devil Dave, welcome to the Evolution after Super Bowl 60. First and foremost, how do we start off this show, my friend?
Thank you for always wasting my time and always goodbye forever.
Oh, that's good. Always wasting your time. It used to be just wasting my time. Now it's always. Now look at that. So you coming in as the negative Nancy there. I start calling you Karen. All right, what's on your mind, boss?
Sorry, buddy.
That's
hey, Super Bowl 60. You know what? I want to give out, first of all, big props and kudos to Sam Darnold, man.
Yes.
All right. No, he was like the Rodney Dangerfield of NFL. No respect.
No respect.
Glad that he was actually, remember, he's out of that, the top 10 picks? He was the first quarterback out of the 2018 class to win a Super Bowl, right? Allen and Mayfield was in that class.
He is. You're correct. I thought it was 2017. Was it 2017? I thought it was
2018.
2018.
I think it was 2018.
It was 2018.
Yeah. Because he was in the same group as Mayfield and Allen,
correct.
I believe.
It was. Mayfield was number 1. Darnold was number 3. I believe. Right. And number 7, of course, I remember this because the Bucks traded down. They traded with the Buffalo Bills as they took Vita Vea. And of course, the rest is history with the Buffalo Bills taking Josh Allen, who at the time, a lot of people were saying, well, there's no way this guy's going to be any good because he had 56% completion percentage at Wyoming. Boy, were they wrong. He was pretty good.
It was a great draft class. Darnold is now 28-6 regular season, last 2 seasons, 3-1, of course, playoffs with a Super Bowl victory. They still gave him credit. There was all these experts before the game started, and some of these guys from Sports Illustrated and other experts are like, oh, we're going to rank Sam Darnold as the 10th worst quarterback of all time before he even played. They're like, oh, he's going to end up, he's going to fade out and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, in basically 4 playoff games, he's got 0 interceptions, which is my favorite. Oh, I'm sorry. He had 1 interception last year. So 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. And 3-1 in playoffs with a Super Bowl victory. 102.4 rating yesterday. Of course, having Walker run all over the place helped out and having an amazing defense. I forgot that with the Patriots, I believe he had 2 rookie offensive linemen, right?
They did, yes. Will
They
Campbell on the
did. So I
left
think they
side
got
who got
exposed a little bit.
abused last night.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
I just it was tough on
Welcome
May.
to the
and, he
NFL,
struggled
young
before,
man. That was well, he's been getting away with holding forever. He's still holding there at Raymond James Stadium. They didn't call it, but he was holding. It's rough for Mr. Campbell there. He's got to get better, especially if you're going to be a blindside protector of that quarterback there who was second in the MVP running.
Their
Drake May.
offense was stagnant. I mean, when they went against the two best defenses, remember they only scored 10 points in the Denver game. And again, I know the second half was crazy with the snow and everything, but basically the last 6 quarters, I mean, the first 6 of the last 8 quarters, they had 0 points or 10 points in 6 quarters. So their offense really wasn't doing anything. And when you have this amazing Seattle defense, they just shut everybody down. But I just wanted to bring on that. As far as Evans, I don't know. I still don't think he's going to go anywhere. He's in the second year of his contract.
He's a free agent. He's a free agent coming in.
So he's done. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of. I think there's a lot of posturing going on. Okay. I think before the draft, they're going to have that come to Jesus meeting. Him and Mayfield's going to be in there. Bowles.
Well, it's not going to be the draft. It's going to be in March. It's going to be before the draft.
No, I'm saying I think they're going to have it. They're going to have that they're going to have this meeting before the draft. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
And they're just going to sit down. They're going to hash things out. Evans is probably going to say, "I need a commitment from you. We need an edge rusher. We need to draft, another linebacker. I need commitments. I need to know what's going to happen. I need us you need to show me that you're going to be basically a strong playoff / Super Bowl contending team in 2026.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to happen because I know he's older. What is he, 32, 33 years old in his 13th year?
Yeah, he's 32 years old. Yeah.
I think he's still amazing. And you know what? When he's off the field, he gets those 50 feet. There's no other big, what is he, 6'5", 6'6". No one else can compare him on the Bucs. I mean, I know you got, Easy and you got Godwin and everybody else, but
Des Johnson,
he could do things on there to get those balls.
He's a mismatch nightmare. He's a mismatch nightmare. You got to get him
he
the ball.
does, and you can't just let him walk away, man. You got to, he still has. I think he did really well after the injury. I mean, the stats were great after the injury, right?
Yeah,
he came back the last 4 or 5 games.
You're absolutely correct. It was. He definitely balled out versus the Falcons there.
Can't blame. Can't go 1 for 5 on 4th down. By the way, 4th and 1. Average NFL conversion is 65%. You know that, right? 65.
65.
So you can't go 0 for 3 on F and 4th and 1, dude.
Yep.
In that Saints game. And that just pissed me off. You cannot do it. It's inexcusable. You can't give up, I know you hate hearing the 3rd and 25 and a 4th and 15, which is a 15%, I think, success
4th
rate.
and 14 and 3rd and 28. 3rd and 28 and 4th and 14. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not blaming Todd Bowles.
Right.
On those plays. That's your player performance. So again, these guys got to get in better shape. I know you were talking about practice earlier, right? Hold on. I think Allen Iverson has something to say.
We're talking about practice.
So we got to get everybody ready.
Yeah, we're talking about practice.
No more injuries.
Allen.
I mean, we got to have, maybe we need to have more practices.
Well, there needs to be more
practices. OTAs, a better conditioning program before the season to prevent these these injuries that happen in regular season. What do you think, Pete?
I definitely think it's certainly something they have to consider. They have to look at everything. You have to look at everything with this team to improve it, because once again, you're in a situation where you're going to have to improve, and you're going to have some improvement, or there's going to be some big time changes next year. And I don't want to see it happen, but I just know if you don't, it's going to happen eventually. So, all right, Sun Devil Dave.
So I'll just be hanging out on Wednesdays. You're doing that Thunder Lightning. What are we doing on Wednesday night?
The Thunder. We'll see, because we have nothing right now going on besides. I'll try to have those guys on to recap the first half of the Lightning year. We'll try to do that a little bit, talk about maybe some Olympics, but we're definitely going forward here going to have a Tampa Bay Lightning segment.
I love it. I'm gonna chime in on Wednesday then. I'm trying to look at the schedule because I want to watch USA hockey in the Olympics and see how we're gonna do there. I know because NHL's off till the 25th, right?
Yes, correct. It is off for a little bit. Yes.
Okay, I'll be calling in on Wednesday. Sorry I missed you guys last Wednesday. I've had hectic schedule.
All good, bro. All good.
Have a great rest of the Monday. Thanks for everything, man. You're doing awesome. I miss you guys a lot. Hopefully I'll be out there maybe November, and we'll hang out. but I love it here in the Valley. So again, I'll talk to you Wednesday. Thanks for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
There you go. Rack 'em, as Jim Rome used to say on his show. That was good. I didn't mean to steal it. It just seemed appropriate. Every time he ends off, he's happy there in Arizona, which is great. And he goes, thank you for wasting my time and goodbye forever. That's what we do. So you're absolutely right. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Yes, like and subscribe there to Fan Arch Network. Buck's Latest is the new show. We'll put the link out there. Again, all my followers, 8,100 of you, almost to 8,200. If you just subscribe on YouTube, we can build this channel up. We can show everybody how powerful Bucks Nation and the Bucks fans are. And again, I'm a part of Fan Arch Network. And again, there's no concern here. It's not going to stop the sports web from going. We're going to completely evolve. We're going to continue to evolve. We got the expo coming up here in a couple weeks. Some great guests to be announced. We'll be out there for the couple of days interviewing athletes. That's what we give you here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Nair watched it in prison. The only good day update. Bucks for life. So you watched it in prison, but at least you got a chance to watch it. So thank you very much for that memory. I'm glad you're out now. I'm glad you're not in prison. It must have felt like prison watching that game there at that point, but at least you were watching. At least you have some type of memory. Now, good for you. Stay out of prison. And thank you very much for being a webhead here on the Evolution. That was one boring Super Bowl. ZZZ says Mike D. Roche's there from Canada. Love that. King Cook says, let's not act like 4 offensive tutties in that 2020 Super Bowl is something to sneeze at. Laugh out loud. That offense was like that. The offense was really good. That defense was really good too. And they stopped some quarterbacks. Not only was the Super Bowl completely boring, but the halftime show just sucked. I changed the channel. All right. Thank you very much. And after watching those 2 defenses last night, it's crazy to think we just need 1 edge rusher. We need like 3 or 4 more for real. I think you need 1 edge rusher, probably 2 edge rushers and a couple linebackers. Again, you got to remold and possibly a corner because, we talked about it. Jamel Dean is going to be a free agent. I don't know if he's going to come back or not. I would doubt it. Crosby ain't happening, says Chris Cole. David Moser. As long as Todd's running the defense, I do not want Crosby. It'll be a waste of talent and a waste of money. I doubt he wants to spend the end of his career 10 yards down the field covering running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers. That's not his game. Good comment there, David. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I understand where you're coming from. Lamar there from Oregon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Aloha, Peter H. Blake. Mahalo for talking Bucks. How about them Bucks? How about those Bucks?
Fire the cannon!
How about those Bucks?
How about them Bucks, baby?
How about those Bucks, Todd?
It's exciting!
It is exciting, Todd. All right, there we go right there. Good stuff from Lamar there from Oregon. O2D was our best front 4. Agree with that. Best part of Super Bowl 60 was the end. A good comment.
Oh, yeah.
Nair says, Pete on the deck. Go Bucks. Absolutely go Bucks.
It's exciting!
Go Bucks.
Wait up, little boy! Wait up!
Go Bucks.
We got the dub, baby!
Go Bucks.
Fire the cannon!
Go Bucks.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucks. Good stuff there. Mesidor. There it is right there. Thank you, Mesidor. Not enough money for everyone. I told you this, Chris Cole. I'm not a copologist. You can create some money there with some restructures and stuff like that. I'm not ready to rule out Jason Light and Mike Greenberg. They are wizards of a Waverly Place or $1 Place. Throw that out there. The wizards of $1 Place for what they've been able to do the last couple of years, especially in the Brady era, where they were able to bring everybody. They were able to bring everybody back 2 years in a row. Cassius from A&M needs to be our first round pick. We'll get to that comment because there's mock drafts out there. Aren't we glad the Bucks didn't draft Pierce now? They those conduct issues really hurt ATL. Yeah, I was looking at that this weekend. He was being honored by the NFL honors, a talented rookie, a guy that the Falcons are building around. They traded multiple picks for. Bucks fans were screaming at the top of the rooftops, Jason Light's an idiot. He should have drafted the guy out of Tennessee. And guess the reason why he didn't draft him in the first place? Because the guy is a complete and total D-bag and a-hole. And listen, I love you, Bucs fans. I love the passion, right? But you got to trust what they're doing over there, right? They know what the character issues. And this is the reason why Jason Light came out. So as talented as that kid was, he had red flags as big as the ones that fly over at $1 placed. As big as some of the red flags that I have when it comes to relationship status, which is the reason why I'm probably single in the first place. I don't like red flags in my life. The only red flag I like to see is the one that's flying over there at $1 place. So trust Jason Light and the organization that they know what they're doing. Because right now, it looks like this guy is going to be out of the league.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Let's go out to this guy using his second call.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you?
Well, is it good, bad, and ugly time here for Jim there from Ohio?
No, not tonight. I wanted to talk about the draft and the free agency.
Go for it.
Hey, did you see that commercial? Yeah, I got help.
What commercial? The commercials all
with
sucked.
With the 360?
What 360? I didn't see it. What commercial was the 360?
The 360 Intel with the Buck, not Intel, Motorola, not Motorola. The computers. Macintosh.
I think I saw. We were looking like the Buck Scouts were doing all the analytics and
Yeah,
AI and stuff. Yeah, I saw that. Yes, I don't
So
know.
we're supposed to have good scouters weaving all over the commercial. So
I don't think that's.
let's get Jason Light to work. Jason Light need to work this year. Get us
Yes.
I think they want a dog defensive lineman, but they went to get the big boy, and I guess it wouldn't work out right. If I was him, a 6'6", 500 pound, I would have did everything they needed me to do.
Well, he just wasn't able. The kid from Florida who you're talking about, Watson, he wasn't able to do anything for him. They tried.
I think they want to get another dog defensive lineman to sit next to Vita Bay, just like when we had Namakazu.
Well, I got Elijah Roberts. Elijah Roberts played pretty well when he's put into that spot, so he wasn't too bad.
Is that the guy that keeps getting injured?
No, that's not the guy who keeps getting injured. That's Kalijah Cansey. You hope you have Cansey back, of course. Logan Hall's a free agent, so that may be a position where you look at in free agency also, looking to move around a little bit.
Well, I need Jason Light to do his thing and sprinkle his magic on free agency, and also get us somebody free agent that can help with the defense to get another voice for a veteran.
Okay.
And that's on Jason Light. We're not gonna put that on Todd Bowles.
Well, no, it's definitely on Jason Light. Jason Light will definitely have to accept some blame for the roster the way it was last year, not making moves at the trading deadline. Agree.
Some of them fans be like, Todd Bowles, he didn't draft right. Well, that ain't his job.
Well,
so
again, I just think it goes back to the fact that he's not an emotional coach, so they don't like him already. So they buy into that. They don't like the fact that, as we talked to a former Dwight Smith, a player for the Bucs, the reason why they don't like him is because he was handed the job. The reason why they don't like him is because of the zero blitz in 2021's divisional matchup versus the Rams. They can't get over that stuff. The reason they don't like him is because the defense has struggled and it hasn't played up to snuff. They just don't like him. That's just how it goes. The fan base doesn't like Todd Bowles, but he is still the coach on February 9th of 2026. So you're going to have to deal with it and live with it and live it and love it. Get used to it. We'll see another year.
Is there another reason they don't like him anyway?
I'm not going to go there with that. I'm just not going to do that.
We ain't going there.
I tend to be optimistic about stuff like that, honestly.
But listen, he been doing a great job as a coach just because he got hired from another coach. The other coach was a great coach. So he won a Super Bowl for us. So I'm not complaining about our coach.
Okay. All right.
He made his tweaks that he needed to make for the coaching staff for this coming up year.
You're right.
And I just need Jason Light to sprinkle his magic, and we go from there.
All right, my friend.
That's what I really wanted to talk to you about, man. I'll let you finish your show. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for going all season with your show. And I always love your Bucks content, and I
Thank
love
you.
all the web heads, and I definitely love your hard work. So keep that.
Well, listen, I love you being a part of it. You're a webhead. We love you on here. We love the 2 calls, man, and especially when you're working and you're still calling in. That's awesome, my friend. I appreciate that. We'll see you on Wednesday night, all right?
All right, no problem. And
All
I want to talk about the Lightnings on Wednesday.
We'll do it. We'll do it. I'll give you guys. I'll give you all your Bolts fans what you want. That's what That's what I'm here for. I'll give you what you want. You want Bolts talk? We got Bolts talk. You want Rays talk? We'll get you Rays talk there with Al Bushman coming back to the show here. We'll try to get him on Wednesday. Harry the Greek not joining me tonight, I guess, because his wife is sick. Again, happy wife, happy life. Priorities, my friend. I understand it. I can handle this. I can do this myself. I can do a 2, 3, 4 hour show myself. You've seen it before. You've seen it again. Calls or not. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I'm a big boy. I got this. I can handle this. Aren't we glad that the Bucs didn't draft Pierce now? Absolutely. Those conduct issues. So it's what it goes back to. I was laughing about it. It's a shame, but it was out there. They were out there. The issues were out there. That's why a lot of teams took him off the draft board. So everybody, oh my God, they got Emeka Egbuka and he's just a good guy and he's character. But that's what they're looking for. Looking for character guys, come in here, be productive. I get it. Egbuka was a little bit rough there for the second half of the year, but he came out. What was he? Third in the rookie vote there for rookie of the year. The sky's the limit for that kid. I'd rather draft a kid like that than draft a guy like the Atlanta Falcons who may not be in the league for long and shouldn't be in the league for long. You never put your hands on a woman. Never. You never avoid police officers. Never. Sorry, you don't. You don't put yourself in that situation. I always go back to this, right? Go back to it. I don't want to get on my soapbox, but I kind of do here on the sports web. What's the priority? You want to be a top defensive player to make moves and make things happen with the Atlanta Falcons. You want to make those millions of dollars. What is it? You want to double that stack? What was the great Jay-Z would say? Was a part of the NFL halftime show there. You want to double it, or you want to be in jail? You want to be in prison? You want to be out of the league? What do you want to do? What's the priority? Those are the things that have to be asked when you do these interviews during the draft and the combine. That's the reason why they do it. That's the reason why you're so in depth with looking at players in the first place. And they have to fit not only your scheme defensively on the field, but they have to fit your culture. You have to fit that organization and their culture. Are they going to be good for that locker room? Are they going to disrupt the locker room? Are they going to be a cancerous player that's going to ruin your locker room? You have to look at all those things. It's not just about the numbers you put on the field. Like, I get it. Warren Sapp, he was a character issue coming out, but some of that stuff was unfounded. He was a guy that was unbelievable. At the time, Rich McKay and the Bucs administration, they checked him out. They took a chance on him, and it turned out wonderful. There's been other players in the league where it doesn't necessarily turn out so great, does it? Does it? It's not going to turn out so great for this kid from the Atlanta Falcons, who's a big part of their defense. And now I think Bucs fans, you won't have to worry about him, which is a good thing. Sorry. It's a good thing for the Bucs. Not so much for the Atlanta Falcons. And Kevin Stefanski, the new coaching staff there. Not the way to start your second year there with the Atlanta Chicken Hawks. King Cook says, we can't keep holding on to guys. At some point, we have to move on. Godwin, Evans, David are all Ring of Honor. No question, but we have to get younger, more explosive, more physical to compete and keep up. David says, I get rid of Winfield Jr. before I get rid of Godwin. Let's go out to Moreno. We'll get back to them. I don't know if we're getting rid of Winfield Jr. at this point. I think you restructure his contract. I'm not sure if you trade him. Let's go out to Eric. Eric, what's on your mind? Welcome to the Evolution.
Hey, what's going on, Peter? Bring the passion. Bring the excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense.
Oh, I love that. You nailed that.
I think Winfield had a good year. Way better than last year. easy restructure. Maybe Vita and maybe get Max Crosby or bring someone in the draft.
Would you give up multiple picks for a Max Crosby?
Yeah, 2 firsts and probably a player or more.
Wow. Okay. All right. Got your answer right there.
I don't know. I mean, I know Jason Light loves his draft picks, so it'll be interesting to what we do in the draft and free agency.
Okay. What else?
Go Bucks and go Rays and go Lightning.
Did you watch Super Bowl 60, by the way?
Yes, sir.
What did you think of it?
Seahawks were dominant, and the Patriots pretty much. I mean, they couldn't really get anything going.
Okay. Did you fall asleep during the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Where were you at Super Bowl 55? It was 5 years. A couple nights ago, the Bucs won their second Super Bowl. Where were you?
My friend's house.
Okay. Got a good memory of that?
Oh yeah, I do.
Well, tell me. Come on. Stop beating around the bush. Come on. Tell me what happened.
Tom Brady won, and shut down Mahomes to 9 points, 3 field goals. Gronk, Evans, JPP and Shaq Bear and Devin White, LBD. Yeah, remember like it was yesterday.
All right, Eric. Appreciate the call as always. Thanks a lot. Use that second call if you want to, okay?
All right, go Bucks.
All right, go Bucks. He says go Bucks, go Bucks.
Fire the cannon!
Go Bucks.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucks. All right, it's open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 on a Monday night here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for all you fans of the Sports Web, web heads, Bucks Nation, Bucks fans, go Bucks fans, it is your time here on this show. So let's go ahead, continue to read comments, and we got some more things I want to get to here. I don't want to leave off of it, but we've had lots of calls tonight. So good comment there. I do still think you keep Godwin and Evans. We'll see about Levante David. Winfield Jr., I don't agree with that one. J-Mac to me is our next wide receiver 1 for real. King Cooper Kupp, a.k.a. Ricky Prohl Jr., laugh out loud.
That's good enough to suck right there!
Get Dean out of here. Let's go out to, again, Jim.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you?
Win-win no matter what. Good stuff there. Lamar says, Peter H. Blake, if we were trading for Crosby, who would you trade to get him? Couple first-round picks. I'm not trading a player and a premium pick at this point. That's where I would go. I would not try to trade any players at this point until I see Evans leave the Bucks. He's still a Buck. Good stuff there. Clearly, it's not about money with Mike. It's team construction and quarterback play. When Mike came back from injury against the Falcons, he should have been our leading receivers and everything. Definitely balled out versus the Falcons. I think over 100 receiving yards. I mean, he was tremendous. Again, whether it was Baker injury, offensive line, whatever it was not great in that second half of the year, especially when you got healthier with all your wide receivers. We did not force feed Mike like we should have. He came back. That's a problem for a guy who can still play. Baker has to be better, period. Agree. Baker had some comments here, so we'll get to those in a moment. Facts just win, baby. King Cook says, how old was JPP when we got him? He had major injuries coming in, so let's not act like Hendrickson wouldn't come in and make an immediate impact to our defense. Absolutely. A steal by Jason Light, trading a third-round pick to the New York Giants for JPP, who at the time was a little bit up there in age. Definitely, no doubt. A lot of our offensive coaches have went on to better jobs in the NFL. How many of our defensive coaches under the great 5 years, defensive coordinator, winning Super Bowl coach, has went on to better jobs? Just messing with you. That's okay. You can do that, David. We got that type of relationship. Jacob Rodriguez, if we grab him in the 5th or 7th round, we need a premier linebacker, sideline to sideline thumpers. Not possible potential guys. Too much on the line for Bowles and Light this season. Good comment.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rodriguez may go a little bit sooner than that. We would be better to dominate linebackers to grab in the draft before Rodriguez left. Sonny Styles comes to mind, 6'4", 237 from Ohio State. Will he be there at 15? Could he go top 10? Again, fluidity, right? It's another word there. I'm using big-time words tonight here on Monday nights. Fluidity. What it means is, what are they going to do in the combine? If he runs a slow 40 time, does he drop? Does his stock go down? If he runs a faster 40 time, his stock goes up. So you're not really sure. But could he be there at 15? Yes. Would he be the answer? Would he be the heir apparent to Levante David? Absolutely be an upgrade over what Savasier Dennis was not last year or was last year. Absolutely. Ed says the Bucs aren't a contender. You know I'm right. Hey, Peter, hope you are doing well. Doing great, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Brenton O'Neill, 7267. Baker ain't it. He's all the way with the injury excuse. Laugh out loud. Again, we'll get to Baker's comments in just a moment. I want to read these comments. Max has 20 teams that want him. We need to be in the top 3 finalists, period. Yep, that was reported by Jay Glazer, NFL Insider. 20 teams called the Raiders. So you wonder what those teams, or you wonder if the Bucs were in that. We'll get to those comments in just a moment, or that report. Now we're going to compare everyone to Sam Darnold. King Cook, word is Sam Darnold got it done, and they can never take that away. No, they can't. King says no. David says with White leaving, we're also going to need a 3-down back right now. Bucky's a 3rd down back. Bucky is a Bucky a 3rd down back. We'll see. Sean Tucker's out there, restricted free agent. So they may address the running back situation. You'd think they were definitely going to address it. I definitely don't think Rashad White is coming back in a Bucs uniform. We still need a fullback. They really don't use the fullback position a lot. Cook, that's what everyone's going to say about Baker now. Brenton says the difference is Sam Darnold didn't throw late 4th quarter picks. Good point. Whatever happened to being Super Bowl commercials? Just nothing that stood out. They were not creative. It was terrible. Kurt Russell had one. The Dunkin' Donuts commercial there with Boston with Jennifer Aniston and Matt Damon there and Ted Danson coming out. That was good. Everything else, it sucked. It was absolutely awful.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Tommy was in that commercial. Everything else sucked. I'm sorry. The commercials are just not. It's not it for me anymore. It used to be a thing. Like, people would watch the Super Bowl for the game, and they would watch it for the commercials and the halftime. Say whatever you want to say about the halftime, but the commercials the last couple years have been absolute. And just in my opinion, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen anything that was creative. I just think I don't know where we're at right now. You're remaking movies. They're not good. No ideas when it comes to commercials, stupidity. Just, it wasn't good. Mike D. Roche's there. Didn't Seattle's running back Walker kind of look like Bucky? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit more built. I can't complain about the halftime show when I watch Jason Light do absolutely nothing every offseason. Listen, Realtor David Zuzman, I knew you were going to get that in there.
Yeah.
I don't trust what Jason Light has been doing. To expect Jason Light to do magic in free agency and the same as you expect to win the Powerball. Wow. King Cook, live it and love it. Laugh out loud. We will regress some more. We will end up in 3rd in the worst division in football. We only get better when we have a GM that is not incompetent. King Cook, speaking of prison, James Pierce Jr. about to do some time after this weekend, as he should. I still think it's crazy how sports agents fail to protect stupid players with elite potential from themselves. He made that decision. That was his decision to make. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know, again, their allegations, but it did not look good. It's not a good optic. The NFL is watching it. The Atlanta Falcons right now are petrified, and they should be, because he looks like a maniac, not only on the field, but off the field. And that's not a good thing. I still think it's crazy. So I agree with you on that. Again, though, it comes back to the priority. What do you want to be? You want to be a defensive superstar, a building block of the Atlanta Falcons, or do you want to be a bum? Tom Brady says,
that's good enough to suck right there.
I'll use this.
Go away. Go away.
And
I will hold the door.
He may be going away. Not as a fan, but as a player to prison. with some of the things he's did. Grown professionals, we all make decisions. It is what it is. Agree. If you build contractual obligations, that makes it more difficult for immature players to do life-changing stupid things. Then you at least minimize risk and damages. Good point. The Super Bowl commercials are way different than the USA ones. Not even funny at all. They weren't good at all. 20 teams inquired about Max Crosby. Light didn't because he likes fourth rounder David Walker, another third stringer that will sign a free agent paying veteran minimum. We'll get to it. I think you're being a little bit pessimistic here. I definitely think Light maybe was one of those teams that called, and they're going to be definitely checking in on Max Crosby. It's going to surprise you. It does suck that Rachaad White isn't going to be back, but also helped himself out the door with his comments at the end of the season. I got a feeling he wanted out because he didn't like sharing the carries with Bucky. Again, his decision. He'll have an opportunity, he thinks, to go somewhere else and start. Maybe somebody overpays him. Maybe somebody sees the potential and overpays him. Maybe there's a bad team out there. That's his decision. And sometimes, following the green, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So we'll see. That's easier said than done, my friend. Mike D. Roche's here. When are we going to see TJ again? He is out there. He is watching. We'll get him on when he's able to come on. Mike D. Roche's there from Canada. Let's go out to Baker Mayfield on the Black and Abdallah Westwood One radio show in care of our friends there, Joe Bucks fan. Do great work there. Saying about Baker Mayfield, for me, I would love to stay healthier all year. I had to make a lot of plays with my feet this year. When the time calls, you got to do what you have to do. But for me, just being able to continue to get the ball out quickly, find it, and get it to the playmakers' hands, because we do have an unbelievable group. And the thing that I'm looking forward to improve for the whole unit, I think we have a group that's as good as the Bucs. You look at it on paper, that's as good as the Bucs are. I think you set the expectations, start to look ahead a little bit, making sure we're wherever our feet or whatever that is, whatever day of the week it is, just take it one day at a time. We've heard from Baker Mayfield before, holding this offense accountable, saying that some players are not where they need to be, that they're not doing everything. We've heard from Mayfield saying his play wasn't great, especially in the second half of the year. That's the reason why Josh Grizzard gets fired in the first place. That's the reason why you bring in a Zach Robinson, a new quarterback coach. You try to remold this offense and get the most out of it, because where your quarterback goes is where your offense is going to go. And let's face it, Baker Mayfield, the first half of the year was playing like an MVP. The second half, not so much. Why? Injury, offensive line, whatever. It didn't happen. And you can't get worse when you get healthier. It just can't happen that way. It just can't. But interesting comments here. I definitely got to stay healthier. Does that mean you get a more Baker Mayfield staying in the pocket, right? It's the gift of the curse. You got to get rid of the ball quicker to the playmakers. What playmakers will be on the field? Hopefully all of them. I want to see it, just like a lot of Bucs fans want to see all those wide receivers and an offense that's functioning correctly. Not the second half offense, the first half offense. Talking about betting, because we don't got Harry the Greek tonight. The favorites to win the NFC South would be your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, plus 105 to 315. Panthers, Falcons, and the Saints being the long shot to win the NFC South. And when it comes to the Super Bowl, here, it looks like, according to DraftKings and Hard Rock Bet, Tampa Bay are plus 4,000 to win Super Bowl 61. That's exactly the same number Tampa Bay had a season ago. Tampa Bay has the 18th best odds on DraftKings and are tied with the Cowboys for the 17th best odds on a Hard Rock Bet. Don't tell Cowboy fans that, because they think they're going to win the Super Bowl every year. So there you go. Right there, plus 4,000. Are you putting out a bet at this point? Do you have belief that this Bucs team can turn it around? We'll see. But Vegas says they're going to win the NFC South again. So there you go. So we had the Baker Mayfield comments. We had the DraftKings, the betting, all that and more here. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Mike D. Roche's, I can't wait until USA plays Canada in the Olympic puck. That'll be interesting. Let me get out to David. The Atlanta player isn't going nowhere. Look at what Richard Sherman did a few years ago. And then like 4 or 5 months later, he signs with the Buccaneers. Sherman fought with cops, tried breaking into somebody's house, ran through concrete, street signs, tried to steal a cop's gun, and now he's on TV. I don't see it happening. I don't know how the NFL doesn't suspend this guy. I don't know how he might not be out of the league at this point. I've been wrong before. I just don't see it. I think it's a lot more serious than what Richard Sherman did. Just my opinion. Baker played well until he started playing injured. I'm not worried about Baker. He's a good quarterback. Russ Vaughn, thank you very much for tuning in there. Offensive line, terrible coaching. And the oblique strain was a bigger injury for Baker than we thought. I think Baker's accuracy was off after that injury. Agree. I think that's a good comment right there. Now let's get to some of the rumors of the day here that happened the last couple of days here on the sports web in care of Jeremy Fowler, who talks about Crosby's market. That would be Max Crosby being incredibly high, with the Cowboys, 49ers, and Bucks being among the teams that could show interest in the multiple-time Pro Bowl defender. He says, what has been made clear to me, Crosby wants to be a part of a winner. That's the priority. Whether and how that's conveyed is still unclear. But we've heard these rumors before. Crosby doesn't want to be a part of another rebuild, which is happening right now with Spytek and of course, Clint Kubiak, who just signed a 5-year contract there to be their new coach. He doesn't want to go through that. He's been loyal to Las Vegas. The loyalty will be tested more than ever in the coming weeks. The reality is that the Raiders are still far away from a significant winning, and trade interest in Crosby is incredibly robust. Again, we talked about this. Jake Glazer reported that Crosby has played his final snap as a Raider. And again, 20 teams have called. Also, he has this to say, which is interesting. The Cowboys, 49ers, and Bucks should pursue the 28-year-old in a trade. Crosby would be a viable replacement for Micah Parsons in Dallas, while San Francisco and Tampa Bay also need to upgrade their weak pass rushes this offseason. He also says the 49ers were dead last in sacks in 2025 with the Buccaneers, and the Cowboys and Bucks also ranking in the bottom of the league. Adding Crosby to any of those defenses would take the units to a new level. He also says that the Bucks would likely, and I'm trying to, where is that comment? He says in so many words, one team that typically doesn't jump in these high stakes waters, but would be perfectly to try the Buccaneers. This is the type of move that would put Tampa Bay over the top. That kind of sounds familiar, does it not? This would be not something they usually do, but it would be something that would put them over the top. Does he know something? He's well connected. Jeremy Fowler there of ESPN. Crosby, 10 sacks last year, 4 seasons with double-digit sacks in 7 seasons, 69.5. That was the question for the night put out there for you guys. When it comes to who would you rather have, Max Crosby trading multiple first-round picks or Trey Hendrickson in free agency. Also, Hendrickson is out there as a free agent. This from Fowler. He was busy. Cincinnati's defensive end and pending free agent Trey Hendrickson is probably by sporadic to receive a 2-year, $50.8 million deal in free agency. Fowler says the Bengals are good for a few surprises, but a franchise tag for a defensive end Trey Hendrickson would be a mild surprise to me. The relationship has essentially run its course, and the tag will be well above $30 million. Perhaps they could swing a sign and trade, but losing him to free agency could equate to a 3rd-round comp pick in return. Cincinnati plays it right. The top free agent rusher will have plenty of suitors. Several teams in the need for a pass rusher should look into him, including the Cowboys, Buccaneers, and Colts. 31 years old, 4 sacks last year, hurt, but 81 sacks overall. Is this a guy that you want instead of giving up all those picks? A lot of things to chew on here if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. It's going to be an exciting offseason. We got you covered here on the evolution of sports talk television. So let's go ahead, go on to the last comment. Well, that was a good comment there. We already read that one. So what do you think, Bucs fans? We'll throw it out there. Once again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web. Where is the comment? There we go. I would go after Nick Herberg instead of Crosby. Less draft capital, cap relief in 2026. And then let's go out to Instagram Live. My buddy right there, Mr. Kosanidis, says, so he has to throw out those comments. Mike knows Houston would be a great fit for him, but last year's play and injury speaks volumes with his age. His agent would never lie to get a good contract. Definitely think he would definitely want to get a good contract. His Instagram, for some reason, decided to disconnect, which I have no idea why I did that. So there you go. Good stuff there, Instagram. Thank you very much for abandoning me. I don't have any idea why I did that. But okay, let's see. I would go after, so Nick Herberg. That's your pick right there. Let's go ahead and do some mock drafts really quick, and then we'll get out of here for the night. This is being put out by Daniel Jeremiah. Edge rusher Cassius Howe from Texas A&M, one of the favorite players to study. Howe plays 100 miles per hour at all times, has the production to back it up. 27 career sacks, 35.5 tackles for loss. That would be a good one. CBS Sports' Blake Brockemeyer, who I believe played the game, was drafted. He also says Howe. He says wins with speed and strong long arm move with the ability to counter inside when tackles are offset. He plays with great motion or great motor, natural pass rush instincts, and his twitch and get off can cause problems. The Draft Network's Jamie Eisner says corner Jamon McCoy, Tennessee. Jamel Dean is likely gone from Tampa Bay. The cornerback room needs an influx of talent. Regardless, selecting McCoy is a calculated risk. He missed the entire season recovering from a torn ACL suffered last January. I'm not touching that one. I don't like that one. I understand about the risk at this point, but you've already invested a lot of capital in a cornerback. You could do that in later rounds if you want to. I don't see it with the guy who's missed the complete year. That doesn't make any sense to me. Trevor Sikkema there, Pro Football Focus, says also how the Buccaneers lack a pass rush with a major reason why their defense fell flat down to the stretch of 2025 season. Howe earned his 90+ Pro Football Focus pass rush grades in each of the past 3 seasons, and he would immediately be Tampa Bay's best pass rusher. And Nick Baumgartner of The Athletic says C.J. Allen, linebacker of Georgia. Whether or not Levante David retires, Allen would be a great fit. If David comes back for another year, he could mentor his future replacement. If not, Allen is more ready to start and possibly wear the green dot helmet than most linebackers his age. So there you go. So let's go ahead and wrap it up there. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot to all the phone callers, all the web heads for showing out here a day after Super Bowl 60. Remember, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Of course, brought to you by Tampa Joe's. And also, I don't want to forget my guys right here from Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether you want a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, they got you covered. Tell them Peter Blake, the Rolex Reporter, sent you. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the great barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop. Of course, Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Sports is going on right now. Football season on the field is over with. You still got hockey. You still got baseball here in a couple of weeks. Pitchers and catchers are reporting, so you can always watch sports there. The Olympics, if you want to watch it. I'm not an Olympics guy, but I'll probably watch some of the hockey there at Tampa Joe's. And, of course, again, the announcement there. Fan Arch Network, like and subscribe. Bucks Latest, the newest show here. They got me representing Bucks Nation. So come out, like and subscribe to it. Help me out. Help me build that channel here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We'll go out to one more comment. First round, I would trade back a little to get an extra third-round pick. I would go with TJ Parker or Mesidor. Definitely Parker from Clemson and Mesidor from Miami. We talked about that young man tonight. Once again, how do we end off this show on a Monday night? We'll be back Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex Reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucks fans, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. And as we always say on this show to end it off, Go Bucks.